kind of felt like Plan A wasn't working. Physicians weren't self-reporting to their local medical licensure board or the hospital that they maybe have privileges at. They were suffering in silence and continue to suffer in silence. So we wanted to create a soft place to land, if you will, where this was coming from people, from their colleagues, not a mandated thing by the state or a medical association or a hospital group. And we've been pretty fervent that we've stuck to that mantra throughout, and I think that's really what differentiates us from more of a mandated thing.
And our aim was really to try to destigmatize mental health issues or burnout that could easily be associated with this profession, and to start to create a place where physicians felt safe to come together and to share their experiences. And so, yeah, it was formed by Dr. Pauly and a couple of others in the community, really following the suicide of a relatively young physician in our community. And the idea was, can we offer something that's proactive? Like, we try to address the whole spectrum of well-being and wellness, from pre-burnout, hopefully, to burnout, to people that might need more resources or might even have suicidal ideation, and to try to make those resources feel safe and accessible.
So we have a physician and a physician family resource line that's free, that doctors or their physician families can call and speak to a licensed psychologist that's versed in this issue, and just kind of find out what their resources are, realize that they don't have to suffer alone. And again, real important that the families be aware so that they can call the resource line as well, because often it's the family members that are suffering as well, or they're the first to know and they're told not to say anything. So that's kind of the most important thing I think we do, is that we have that resource line that is available to physicians throughout the state. It's not a suicide hotline. There are those lines that exist, but we don't have the bandwidth to have that at this point, but it's more of a resource line that's, we'll answer in a short period of time. And then Colleen is responsible for a lot of the educational things that we do. We have a monthly speaker series that will have guest speakers come and talk about an important aspect of this issue. She runs some humanism in medicine several month-long classes. We do have someone that comes from the Nevada State Suicide Prevention that gives talks as well. So that's kind of what we're all about, is raising awareness. Truth be told, the resource line is underutilized. Even though physicians now are learning that it exists, it's often not until there is a physician suicide in town or nearby that then we get a bunch of calls. But we want that to be utilized more. Obviously, prevention is way better than waiting till after an event. And for every physician that commits suicide, there's hundreds and hundreds that are suffering.
If you're interested in checking out our website, it's NevadaPhysicianWellnessCoalition.com. We also have a presence on Facebook and LinkedIn, so we'd be very happy if you followed us there, and we try to put a lot of good information there. If you go to our website and you're interested in getting our newsletters as well, you can subscribe. And then, of course, we have our resource line. As Dr. Pauly mentioned, it's a warm line. It's not a crisis line, but a resource line for folks in Nevada. That number is 775-404-3307. And we're always happy to receive donations as well. That's the fuel of what keeps us going and helps us keep supporting all the caregivers. We have a Care for the Caregiver campaign, so you can find that at our website as well.